Mitch TV, channel popping, screen so bright. Content dripping, every video hit just right. Flames in the comments can't cool the hype. Keyboard warriors tapping through the night. He got edit sharper than a katana blade. Punchlines hit harder than a renegade. Skirt through the algorithm, never delay. Every upload's a party, the vibes cascade. Like, comment, subscribe, that's the move. Mitch be so fire, it's the groove. Hit that bell, let the squad approve. More lit than the sun, we improve. Mitch got the flow, contain, ping, ping. Cameras rolling the grind, don't thin. Algorithm try blocking, but he still wins. Turn a critic to a fan with a cheeky grin. B-roll slicker than a fresh ice rink. Transition poppin' quicker than you blink. Trending charts canvas, watch them ink. Views go up, no cap, no shrink. You watching once, but you watch it twice. Every clip a diamond cut precise. Haters in the shadow, throwing dice. Mitch too lit, can't dim despise.
All right. This your boy Mitch TV coming to you straight off the hip. Chronicles episode number 31. This that Reggie Miller episode 31. It's Miller time. This your boy Mitch TV. I just wanted to tell you, thank everybody for following my social media handles. Also subscribing to my channel. I have 1,600 subscribers. I need 400 more to hit that 2,000 mark. All right, I got a nice little lengthy show for you. So just to give you a disclaimer, when it comes to me talking about relationships, I'm just going to give you a disclaimer. I am not a relationship guru nor a psychologist or anything. I'm just coming off of experience and common sense when I talk about relationships. That's all I got to say. That's my disclaimer when I talk about relationships. Also, I'm going to talk about sports and talk about a little sports, about what happened. And also we'll talk about some other stuff that went viral on the internet. So first things first, let's talk about some sports. The Cleveland Browns have been in a funk for the last, few weeks. Let's just say the last whole season. Shedeur Sanders, he had a rough game the other day going against the Bears. The Bears demolished the Browns. And, even though Shedeur made some good throws, but he had a rough day. I think he threw for under 200 yards, not even like close to 200 yards, but he's a rookie. And I think people need to give Shedeur Sanders grace. And I don't like the unfair criticism about Shedeur Sanders talking about, oh, he already sucks and all of that. Well, look at Cam Ward. Cam Ward is going through the same thing Shedeur is going through, and people got to understand. People have to give rookies grace, quarterback, all NFL rookies, because some rookies are late bloomers. Look at Sam Darnold. Look at Baker Mayfield. They were late bloomers. Everybody thought Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold were a bust. But look, it just took them to get into the right situation to develop. And that's how people should do. Shedeur Sanders, and I keep saying this, the Browns is not keeping him long term. They're going to start him, like I said, the last 6 weeks of the season, and then they're going to trade him in the offseason during the draft because they feel like their best chance of winning or getting assets is trading Shedeur Sanders. All it is Shedeur is actually auditioning for his new team in the future. And some people don't understand that. So he's auditioning for a new team. Because what's going to happen, teams is going to look at his tapes from the last 6 weeks of the season, and they're going to evaluate him. And I think there's going to be a team that's going to take Shedeur Sanders. Now, Shedeur Sanders, he has a good work ethic because he's making some incredible throws. And people, there's some stupid people out there. They're going to say, well, he's an NFL quarterback. He's supposed to make some of them throws. Not necessarily. Some of the throws Shedeur Sanders can make is, not even half of the quarterbacks in the NFL can make throws like that. Those bucket throws he be making, or those, like when he throw the ball to a position where the wide receiver had to get it, that's elite throwing. You got to understand, there's some quarterbacks that can't throw like Shedeur Sanders. Like, now Shedeur Sanders, no, I'm not going to put him in that top 10. No, he's not a top 10 quarterback because he's a rookie. But when it comes to rookies, I don't put him in that top 10 range. So people got to understand that. And plus, it's crazy how the NFL is. Like the Patriots is leading the charge. Drake May is going to win the MVP. I'm just going to say this year. The MVP race this year was a three-way tie at one point between Baker Mayfield, Drake May, and Josh Allen. And by the Buffalo Bills slipping and losing to teams they supposed to beat, that done messed up Josh Allen's MVP chance. And also Baker Mayfield being injured, that also ruined his chance. So Drake May is like the runaway winner of the MVP race this year. And once Drake May, and I'm just gonna say this, Drake May, I've been watching some of them games with the Patriots. I ain't gonna lie. Mike Vrabel got that man going. Cause and I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna talk about the Patriots real quick, and then I'm gonna get right back to Shador and other teams in the NFL. Mike Vrabel is one of the best coaches in the NFL. And I still think why the hell the Titans got rid of him. Like, why the fuck the Titans got rid of Mike Vrabel? They should have stuck with Mike Vrabel. And then oh my God, I'm gonna talk about this Tennessee Titans. They so trash. Now I live in Nashville, and I've been watching the Titans for the last 15 years. They had a great coach in Mike Vrabel. And I remember when the Titans lost the AFC Championship game to the Chiefs, I felt like all they had to do was get rid of the quarterback. That was it. Because let's just be real. Tannehill was trash. Ryan Tannehill was trash. And I know people kept saying, well, Ryan Tannehill had the best QBR in the second half of the season when they went on the AFC Championship run. No, yeah, I know that's what people going to say. They're going to say that. Second half of the season, key word, key phrase, second half of the season. Ryan Tannehill is a mid quarterback. I felt like if the Titans would have just let Ryan Tannehill go and get an upgrade on the quarterback, like they could have got a better quarterback by trading for one. Like hell, to me, they could have got Russell Wilson later down the line. But I felt like that year when the Titans went on that AFC Championship run, I felt like all they had to do was re-sign everybody, re-sign AJ Brown, re-sign Derrick Henry, trade Ryan Tannehill because Ryan Tannehill had a high value at that time. I felt like they should have traded Ryan Tannehill for another quarterback and then get an upgrade, and then go ahead and then make another run. Because Mike Vrabel had that defense for the Titans going. He also had that, and also that offense they had. I think Arthur Smith was the offensive coordinator. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. Arthur Smith was the offensive coordinator on that team, so they was good. So it just man, they had a team. But now when the Titans let him go and he go into the Patriots, look what happened. He resurrect a dead Patriots team that's in the post Tom Brady era to now looking like a Super Bowl contender. And here's the reason why I feel like Mike Vrabel and the Patriots marriage worked. It worked. And I think Mike Vrabel is going to be one of those coaches with the Patriots that's going to be there for 20 years, like Bill Belichick. Number one, Mike Vrabel used to play for the Patriots during his career. He played for the Patriots, and he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. So what Mike Vrabel knows, he knows the Patriot way. He knows the environment. He knows the locker room should be. He knows how button up how everything should be in the Patriots facility in that organization. So Mike Vrabel he understands the structure of how the Patriots should be as a team. So that's why it's going to work. He played, plus he's relatable. By him playing in the NFL for more than 10 years, he can relate to players. So he understands what players go through because he's a great he's a great motivator. He's a great defensive guy on the defensive side of the pocket. I think that's Mike Vrabel's that's his specialty. I think his defense, because I think he was a linebacker when he played for the Patriots. Just like Dan Campbell, I think Dan Campbell was a tight end back in his heyday. Because Mike Vrabel and Dan Campbell both came from the same era of football, that early '90s to all the way to the early 2000s. They came from that same era of football. So that's why Dan Campbell was so good with the Lions, because he's also was a former player. So is Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel's an awesome coach. I still feel like the Titans have really dropped the ball, and I don't know who they'll hire next, but Oh well, but Mike Vrabel have got the Patriots looking like a Super Bowl contender. I'm gonna be real. I won't be surprised the Patriots go to the AFC Championship because the AFC is so wide open to the point where it's not even funny. Like let's go down the contenders and the pretenders and the contenders. The Bills are looking shaky. They went through they've been having an up and down season. The Chiefs is out of playoff contention. The Ravens is looking like boo boo trash. The Steelers are up and down. The Browns are trash. The uh the Bengals are horrible. They're not going to the playoffs again. Look at all these teams. Look at all these teams. The Jags are looking decent. The Jags listen decent because Liam Cohen was one of the best offensive coordinators in the league when he was with the Buccaneers. Now he's with the Jaguars. So the AFC is so wide open now. It's so wide open. The Indiana Colts, they looking decent now. So it's a lot of wild card teams that's going to be contenders this year. And then the NFC is now a tougher conference because the Bears are elite. The Packers, I'm gonna get to my Packers after the Packers are up there. The Lions are good, but Cowboys, y'all still trash as hell. I'm just gonna say that Cowboys are still trash as hell. The Eagles are looking shaky, but don't fall asleep on the Eagles. I'm just gonna say this: Eagles are looking really shaky, but I feel like they're gonna make a run in the playoffs because of experience. If you look at experienced football teams that have championship pedigree, some of those teams will look shaky in the season and they make a run. Look at the Patriots. There have been plenty of times that Patriots looked shaky during the season. This one they had Tom Brady, and then they somehow get to the AFC Championship, and you'd be like, "How the fuck the Patriots got to the AFC Championship?" They beat the teams they were supposed to beat that was in front of them. Like that one year when the Patriots played the Jaguars, and the Jaguars was up like 24-10 in the third quarter, and everybody was celebrating in Jacksonville, saying, "Oh yeah, we about to beat them damn Patriots, go to the Super Bowl." And what did Tom Brady do? Boy, he smoked them boys and beat them. So don't fall asleep on the Eagles. The Eagles are an experienced championship team. They're gonna make a run. Once they get in the playoffs, they're gonna make a run. And then, oh yeah, I forgot. In the AFC, Houston has a resurgent now. So AFC is wide open. NFC is going to be tough this year. And then one team I just mentioned is my Green Bay Packers. I'm a lifelong fan of the Packers from Wisconsin. And I'm just going to say this: the Packers lost to the Broncos yesterday, but we have so many injuries piled up. We just lost Christian Watson again, which he might be out for maybe 1 or 2 weeks on so I think a chest injury, a chest contusion, or he pulled something in his chest muscle. But the biggest news of that Packers team is Micah Parsons tore his ACL. That is a gut shot to the Packers. And I'm just going to say this about my Packers. I truly believe the Packers was going to make a Super Bowl run this year because that defense was top 5, offense was top 5. But now, since Michael Parsons tore his ACL, I feel like the Packers is going to still get to the playoffs, but I feel like the farthest they might go is the NFC Championship if they're lucky. They might get put out in the divisional round. I think the Packers might get put out in that divisional round because without Michael Parsons, now the Packers can't really play man to man like how they want to because you got to understand Michael Parsons draws a lot of double teams and triple teams. All this season, teams have been doubling and triple teaming Michael Parsons, and then leaves room for the other linebackers and the D linemen to make plays, to get sacks, to get pressures and all of that. So now you take away Michael Parsons, now the Packers is crippled defensively. They go from a top 5 defense to a middle of a pack defense. I still think they're going to win a playoff game, but I don't think they're going to make a Super Bowl run. They'll be lucky if they make it to the NFC Championship without Michael Parsons. And solely because if they make it to the NFC Championship, it's because luck was on their side and Jordan Love is playing out of his mind, throwing for 400 plus yards a game. That's the only way that's the only way the Packers could get to that NFC Championship game. If Jordan Love just throw for 300 to 400 plus yards every playoff game and wheel them to the NFC Championship, which Aaron Rodgers have done many times. So And all my prayers and thoughts go to Michael Parsons. It's really heartbreaking. Um, the the bad thing is we're going to lose him for the rest of the year. The good thing is he tore his ACL, and he should be back by this season, by next season, by the beginning of next season. He should be back. And here's the reason why: ACL injuries in sports medicine now, it's not a death sentence anymore. So 20, 30 years ago, if an athlete in any professional sport tore their ACL or their MCL, that was a death sentence to their career because technology wasn't that advanced 20, 30 years ago. Look, if you look at all the players that tore their knee up, they end up retiring because they can't because of the procedures and all of that. Now a player could tear their ACL, and how the advanced technology in medicine and sports medicine is now a player can rebound and have a good year. So I feel like Michael Parsons is going to rebound next year because now it's not a death sentence anymore. When you look at somebody like Kawhi Leonard, a person who had about 3-4 knee surgeries and still playing in the NBA, averaging 25 a game. Look at that. Another person, Adrian Peterson. Remember Adrian Peterson tore his ACL? That man came right back and rushed for 2,000 yards the next year after he had that surgery. And all of them is getting that reconstructed plasma surgery where they take plasma out of your leg and they inject it into the tendons. And that plasma heals the tendons. So everybody's getting that type of surgery now, and which is great. And then also there's new techniques of how to prepare those now. And also how advanced the sports medicine is now. They have new rehab methods of getting players back on track. So I hope Michael Parsons has a speedy recovery. And it's sad to see that Michael Parsons is going down. I really thought my Packers was going to have a great Super Bowl run this year, but I don't see it happening this year. Next year might be the year because this time I think what the Packers are going to do now, they're going to have to draft another linebacker just in case Michael Parsons body start to break down. And I think the Packers going to have to draft another wide receiver because they're going to get rid of one of those wide receivers. It's either Dontavius Wicks or Jaden Reed. One of those two is going to get traded this summer. So, and Christian Watson, I think Christian Watson is going to re-sign with the Packers because he has showed this year that he could be a number one receiver. And the biggest problem with the Packers were they didn't know who was the number one receiver. But the whole time, the number one receiver was Christian Watson. It was just he was hit with so many injuries. But I think Christian Watson is going to be next year. He's going to be super elite. So yeah, speedy recovery to Christian Watson and Michael Parsons. And also, Tucker Kraft, one of the top tight ends in the league, he's out for the year too. I think he either tore his ACL. Also, so 3 key pieces are gone. Two receivers and our number one linebacker gone. So yeah, speedy recovery to those guys. Also, let's go ahead and talk about this NBA. Oh man. Now the NBA. Now we're in December right now. Today is December 15th, and here's the reason why it's significant. December 15th is the day where a lot of players that have re-signed with teams this year are up to get traded. Players who've been with teams for a while can get traded. Yeah. There's a lot of, and I'm gonna just say you, this year's NBA trade deadline, I predict it's gonna be even more crazier because teams now they're ready to start trading people. Now Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's the number one person that can get traded right now because due to his contract and all of that, I think they couldn't trade him until December the 15th because he re-signed that deal a couple years ago. So I think that's what I think. I think Giannis going to New York is the best choice. And I know the Bucks been trying to work a deal out with New York, and I'm just gonna say this. It will look good for the New York Knicks, but what the Bucks gonna get in return? Because I'm just gonna be real. Only way the only way if New York Knicks get Giannis, they're gonna have to trade Karl Anthony Towns or Mikal Bridges or trade both of them. You're gonna have to get rid of one of them. Now, if the Knicks want to go to another level, you have to trade Cat. We have to trade Cat. Cat is good. I'm just gonna be real. Cat is not good defensively, but he can score the ball. He's a double machine. But if you bring Giannis to the picture, so here's the thing: if the Knicks can get Giannis by getting rid of Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby and put Cat and Giannis in that front court, because I'm gonna be real. One thing I love about Giannis, he don't mind playing center. You know, he could play. Giannis can really play. He although he's labeled as a power forward, but Giannis is one of those people he don't mind playing center. And like I said, Giannis, if you think about it, during that championship run the Bucks had in 2021, Giannis mostly played center. Most of the playoffs he played center because he was so dominant in the post. Him playing center was making Giannis unstoppable. So even though the Knicks want Giannis, I think this is what I think. I think the only way the Knicks can get Giannis, they have to give up Mikal Bridges or Cat, or they'll have to give up both. But another team I keep saying that might get Giannis is OKC, because from a business standpoint, Milwaukee's looking at OKC. Now, I will say this: OKC ain't giving up Jalen Williams. They're going to give up Chet Holmgren for Giannis. I'm going to tell you this. They're going to say, Milwaukee going to say, give me Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren, 4 first-round picks for Giannis. That's going to be the trade. And guess what? OKC can afford to lose Lou Dort and Chet Holmgren. Even though Lou Dort and Chet Holmgren are the two most valuable defensive pieces, Giannis will still erase that. Giannis is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, I think y'all forgot that. He's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time MVP. Giannis is a monster. And Giannis is the only person to win Defensive Player of the Year and MVP the same year, besides Akeem Olajuwon. Akeem Olajuwon I think he was the first. Giannis is the second. No, Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Giannis. There's only 3 people that did that. And I just named those names. Giannis, and guess what? And what Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Giannis all have in common? They all won championships. The 3 players that have won Defensive Player of the Year and MVP in the same season all won championships. So if OKC pull that off, and I think OKC know what they're doing, they're waiting. They're going to see they can sell. And I'm going to be real. If they pull a trade off like that, and I think Milwaukee should look at OKC, because from a business standpoint, 4 first-round picks, and you get Chet Holmgren, and you get Lou Dort, guess what? Now you just jumpstart your rebuild. And then guess what? And then Milwaukee could turn around and trade Kyle Kuzma for a first-round pick. And then they could turn around and trade Miles Turner for a first-round pick, because his contract is up to be traded. Even though he just signed a deal this past summer, he could be traded this year also. So once the Bucks can get maybe up to, they can get for Miles Turner, the Bucks can get about 2 first-round picks for him. And then they can also get 1 first-round pick for Kyle Kuzma. And they can get 4 first-round picks from Giannis. So that's 7 first-round picks the Bucks could potentially get this year by just trading those 3 core pieces. And guess what? The Bucks they're gonna blow it up this year. They're gonna have to blow it up, because the Bucks got budding star Ryan Rollins. He been hooping. That man been hooping. Ryan Rollins been hooping. And if you have been watching Bucks games, Ryan Rollins been hooping. That's the Bucks' new starting point guard. And also what's Buddy name? Not Jalen. I think it's not Jalen Green. What's Buddy name that played just like Jalen Green that played for the Bucks? You know what I'm talking about. He been hooping too. And I think the Bucks got a core. They got a backcourt, a budding backcourt. They can be lethal. And also, if they just start over fresh and keep the two guards, I'm gonna be real. The Bucks can do something. And John Horst, the GM, I believe John Horst is a good GM. He's the best GM since Buddy name that used to be with the Bucks back in the day. I think it was Herb Cole's. He was under the Herb Cole regime. I forgot Buddy named the OGM back in the day. But John Horst is a good GM. So I think it's time for the Bucks to blow it up. Also, let me get off the buzz. Let me talk about these Lakers. Also, the Lakers, I don't know what's been going on with the Lakers. They've been kind of up and down lately. They'll win one. I think the last couple games they've been winning, and then even though they're 17-7, they're still on the top three in the West. But the Lakers, they've been kind of looking shaky lately. Watching the games, LeBron James is slowly getting his groove back. Austin Reeves is like I said, he's overblown. Y'all been blowing his dick up too much. Yes, I said that. Pause. Y'all been blowing him up, talking about he's gonna be an all-star and he's gonna be elite. Austin Reeves start looking like a normal guy now. And people saying LeBron James is in the way. No, LeBron James is doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to lead the team. And I've been noticing that the Lakers, they've been getting their ass smoked lately, where Luka and Austin Reeves is not playing defense. JJ Redick is scared to call them out. And it's crazy. And the Lakers are just, I don't know what's going on with the Lakers. I don't know. Even though I still think the Lakers they're gonna win 55 games this year. I predict 55 games. They're gonna win 55 games, and then they're gonna get blown out in the second round of the playoffs. That's where I see the Lakers, a 55-win team that's gonna get blown out in the second round of the playoffs. So yeah, and the Lakers, LeBron James, he getting his group back, but I keep saying, LeBron, if LeBron is not saying nothing because they're winning, they're not winning. So for the past couple of years, usually the first 25 games, the Lakers will be 500 or they'd be below 500 in the past few years. But now they off to a good start with Luka, skinny Luka. Luka is still, in the race for MVP. But I don't know. I don't know. I still don't see the Lakers as a championship team. LeBron's not crying or saying nothing because they're winning. But wait till they start hitting up. Wait till the second half. If they start fucking up, LeBron might say, I want out of here. But I don't see LeBron leaving midseason now. I thought this, and the reason I'm saying this because I predicted that LeBron's going to leave midseason because he's going to say he want out. It still might be a possibility, but I think he's not. I think he's going to wait till the season is over and he's going to play for another team. He's not re-signing with the Lakers. That's impossible for LeBron to re-sign with another team. And here's the reason why. LeBron is going to play out that contract. Look, the Lakers already told LeBron behind closed doors. I'm just guessing. They already pretty much told him, you can retire as a Laker, that's it. But we're not going to re-sign you as a Laker. Well, you got to understand this. The Lakers is not re-signing LeBron James to no $50 million deal. They're going to, and this is what I think. I think the Lakers is going to say this. LeBron, we're going to present you a 2-year, $60 million deal. You get $30 million and another no trade clause. And I think they're going to do that. And I think that's what the Lakers going to do. LeBron might get mad and say, no, I'm not going to take it. But I'm going to tell you one thing. The only way I think LeBron will sign for less money if the Lakers pull off a huge free agents transaction. Like, prime example, Austin Reeves wants $35 million, right? He's not going to get that. So what I think the Lakers is going to do, I think the Lakers is going to sign and trade Austin Reeves. That's what they're going to do. Because I'm just telling you, Austin Reeves, he's not that guy. Yeah, he's scoring 25 a game, but you got to understand, he's doing that because LeBron was out the first month and a half of the season. That's why Austin Reeves was able to get those buckets. Now you see what I keep saying. LeBron is back. Austin Reeves' points are starting to dip a little bit. So by the end of the season, Austin Reeves is going to average maybe 23 points a game because now he has to readjust his game and learn how to play with LeBron. LeBron is not going to take no backseat to Austin Reeves. Only time LeBron's going to take a backseat if it's somebody if it's Steph Curry. Yes, I said that. That might be the only player LeBron would take a backseat to is Steph Curry. Because they come from the same era. Also, LeBron respects Steph. He will take a backseat to Steph. And let me take that back. He's taking a backseat to Luka because he respects Luka. He don't respect Austin Reeves that much. And you can tell, and here's the reason why he don't respect Austin Reeves. If you got Rich Paul, which is LeBron's agent, saying that Austin Reeves is a sixth man on a championship team, that's telling you that LeBron and Rich Paul is talking behind the scenes saying, Austin Reeves he ain't that guy. He's a six man to me. And guess what? Anytime Rich Paul says something on in an interview, it always lets me know that he's saying that to LeBron behind closed doors. So and like I said, Austin Reeves is not that guy. He's a six man on a championship team. He's a starter on a mid tier team. He's a superstar on a bad team. If you took Austin Reeves and put him on the Charlotte Hornets, he will average 30 a game with LaMelo Ball. But if you put Austin Reeves in OKC, like I said before, you put Austin Reeves in OKC, he's coming off the bench. If you put Austin Reeves on the Houston Rockets, he's not a starter. He's coming off the bench. If you put Austin Reeves with what's another team? You put Austin Reeves now. Okay, now if Austin Reeves played a team like Denver Nuggets, I can see him as a starter with Denver because Austin Reeves is better than the two guard that played for Denver. He is. I can say that. Austin Reeves is not butt cheeks. It's just he's overblown to me. So, Austin Reeves is. I don't know why people is overrating this man. Like he is the guy. They think he's that guy. So, also, I mean, yeah, it's funny. It's funny how people talk about Austin Reeves like he's that guy. He's really not. But yeah. Also, in some more NBA news, I've been noticing Philadelphia 76ers, they got something brewing over there. With that rookie, I forgot, I don't want to botch that man's name, number 77, I forgot the name, but he cold. He reminds me of Dwayne Wade. His game is similar to Dwayne Wade. I don't think he's going to be like Dwayne Wade, but he's similar to Dwayne Wade to me. I think it's Edgecombe. I think that's his name is Edgecombe. But he's cold. He's cold. That guy, yeah. And then Tyrese Maxey, boy, Tyrese Maxey's going crazy this year. He's really showing that he that guy. And Joel Embiid is finally getting his groove back. Hey, Philly might be a little threat if they do. If Joel Embiid play consistently and start going crazy again, I think Philly might be a threat in the East. Let's just see. But I got to see what their record is. They starting to get their little groove back, but it is what it is. Also, let me talk about the Denver Nuggets in this trade. So Denver Nuggets traded um, Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson. And from from a from a eye standpoint, everybody thought that was a good trade. But now it's looking like Denver done fucked up the bag. Cam Johnson is averaging 12 points a game. 12. And Michael Porter Jr. is averaging 25. Now it made the trade look lopsided. Here's the thing. Here's the reason why Denver Nuggets traded Michael Porter Jr. So Michael Porter Jr. didn't get along with Mike Malone. And even though Denver fired Mike Malone, which was crazy work, Michael Porter Jr. had a lot of issues on the court, not off the court, on the court, where he felt like he was the star. He felt like he was the best player. And he felt like, and it was just like, and I can truly say this, Michael Porter Jr., to me, he's cold. He that guy. And I felt like Denver should have gave him more, I feel like Denver should have just let him be who he is now. But the problem was, I felt like Denver was kind of holding him back. Now he's showing who he is. He's going crazy in Brooklyn. Michael Porter Jr., people forget, before Michael Porter Jr. injured himself in college, he was ranked the number one pick in the draft the year he was getting drafted. Remember, he went from being the consensus number one pick to like almost out of the lottery, and he fell into Denver's lap. People forget how cold Michael Porter Jr. is. The last guy that was cold like that was 6'10", that could shoot, that could handle the ball like a guard, besides Kevin Durant, was Michael Beasley. Coming straight out the gate was Michael Beasley. And shout out to Michael Beasley. I can truly say that Michael Beasley was a bucket. But the problem with Michael Beasley, he had too many mental issues. And that's what kept him out the league so long. Michael Beasley's mental issues been a cancer to him in his career. I felt like if Michael Beasley would have took more care of his mental, would have seen a psychologist, a psychiatrist, I think Michael Beasley would have been a little more stable. Look at Ron Artest. Ron Artest had a lot of mental issues. But what happened? When Ron Artest got with the Lakers have hired a psychologist to help Ron Artest to get over those mental humps. And look at Ron Artest. He turned his career around. Because Ron Artest, after that Malice of the Palace, Ron Artest was left for dead in the league. But the Lakers picked him up and they felt like he was going to be he'd be that missing piece for the Lakers. So y'all understand that. So Michael Beasley, if he'd have got that same type of help like Ron Artest did, I think Michael Beasley would still be in the league right now. But yeah, but like I said, Denver, they dropped the ball. I don't know what Denver's doing. You let Michael Porter Jr. go, and you attached a first round pick with it too. So yeah, it's crazy work. Also, um, also, I was also let's talk about some relationships. I know this is gonna be a long podcast. So I here's the word of the day. I'm gonna talk to you nice guys, the ones that finish last. I'm gonna give you some real shit. You nice guys, stop fucking thinking a woman's supposed to get with you because you a nice guy. Stop that. And here's the harsh truth I'm gonna give you. And the reason why I'm saying this because I used to be the nice guy. Women that get with you is settling with you. The worst feeling to have in the world is to get with a woman that's only getting with you because you nice. And it's most like the women who've been through a lot of trauma, they get with you because they realize you're the only thing they can settle with. They feel like they settling with you. And most women who just settle with a guy, they're not happy. Really, they really not happy. They really not happy with you. They Most of those women that just settle with you, they only tolerate you, but they don't love you. They tolerate you in the same house as you because you treat them good. And just because you're nice, you feel like you should be rewarded. I'm gonna just be real. Stop believing that bullshit your mama been telling you. Because some of these nice guys that grew up in single parent households where the mother is the head of the house, a lot of y'all be letting your mama fuck y'all up from a relationship standpoint. And here's the reason why. Stop believing the fairy tale shit that you're supposed to be this nice guy and a woman's supposed to choose you. I'm just gonna be real. Most women like men with some type of resistance. You know what I'm just saying? You know what I'm saying, right? Most women want a man to have some type of resistance. That means you should not be a pushover. You should not let a woman run over you. You need to be the type of guy that's compatible to a woman that can fit you. I mean, and I'm just gonna tell you this: women like it when a man takes charge of situations. They're just saying, "Okay, baby, we gotta do what you gotta do." Okay. Women don't like that. Women do like men that they can easily manipulate. Because, like, I'm gonna just say this: I've been married for 10 plus years. I've been with my wife for 13, and I learned so much being in a long term relationship where most women want a guy that has some type of resistance. My wife even told me this before that she wouldn't date a guy that that's a pussy. She she wanted a guy that has some type of resistance. And so when she met me, she realized. And here's the crazy thing: when my wife first met me almost 20 years ago, I was the super nice guy. By the time we hooked up years later, my mindset already changed. She realized, like, oh, he's compatible with me. He's not a pussy. I showed some type of resistance. I could truly, I, I was able to say no to those situations. But that's the problem with nice guys. Y'all finish last because y'all pussies. Y'all don't show no resistance. Women want a man that shows some type of resistance because you know why? They realize if you show some resistance, that show you can go to battle with them, not against them. When situations get tough, you got to take charge of situations. Say, I got this. And that's the problem with you nice guys. Y'all think y'all supposed to get chosen. No, That fairy tale bullshit that your mama told you, those are all lies. Talking about you're supposed to treat every woman the same and all of that. No, you don't treat every woman the same. You treat them accordingly to their behavior. Like I said, you can't treat a ratchet hoe like a princess because she a ratchet hoe. You can't treat a chick that's super mean as a princess. No, you got to treat every woman accordingly to what their behavior is. So you nice niggas, stop. Change your mindset. Change your mentality. And I'm just going to say this. I have several friends that are quote unquote nice guys and they have bad relationship problems because they don't want to change their mindset because they still clinging on to what they fucking mama said. I'm going to be real. My mama sold me a dream thinking I'm going to, that as long as I stay nice and be very courteous to a woman and all of that, a woman going to, no, that done fucked me up and got me screwed over many times. The moment I woke up, that was the moment I started changing my mentality because women like men with some type of resistance. So that's all I got to tell y'all. Y'all nice guys, stop with the bullshit and change your mentality. That's all I got to say. Also, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Tell me what y'all think about this episode of this podcast. This your boy, Mitch TV, and I'm out.
Mitch TV, channel popping, screen so bright. Content dripping, every video hit just right. Flames in the comments can't cool the hype. Keyboard warriors tapping through the night. He got edit sharper than a katana blade. Punchlines hit harder than a renegade. Skirt through the algorithm, never delay. Every upload's a party, the vibes cascade. Like, comment, subscribe, that's the move. Mitch be so fire, it's the groove. Hit that bell, let the squad approve. More lit than the sun, we improve. Mitch got the flow, contain, ping, ping. Cameras rolling the grind, don't think. Algorithm try blocking, but he still wins. Turn a critic to a fan with a cheeky grin. B-roll slicker than a fresh ice rink. Transition poppin' quicker than you blink. Trending charts canvas, watch them ink. Views go up, no cap, no shrink. You watching once, but you watch it twice. Every clip a diamond cut precise. Haters in the shadow, throwing dice. Mitch too lit, can't dim despise.